BBC News with Moira Alderson. Israel has accused South Africa of bringing a case to the UN's highest court that is completely divorced from facts. South Africa wants judges in The Hague to tell Israel to immediately stop its military campaign in Gaza. One Israeli lawyer said the case was based on an inversion of reality. The Chinese government has announced a major intervention in the struggling property market by buying up unsold homes. They'll be turned into affordable housing. The slump in the property sector threatens China's whole economy. French police have shot dead a man who tried to set fire to a synagogue. The Interior Minister said officers were called after smoke was seen rising from the building in Rouen. An air raid alert lasting more than 16 hours has been lifted in Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv. There are fears advancing Russian forces could soon move within artillery range of the city. The governor of the Sudanese region of Darfur has urged civilians to take up arms to stop the paramilitary rapid support forces from capturing Al-Fasher. The city is home to hundreds of thousands of people who've been displaced by fighting. Japan's parliament has voted in favour of allowing divorced parents to share custody of their children. Currently, only one parent can have custody. An attacker linked to a militant Islamist group has killed 2 officers at a police station in Malaysia. The suspect entered the building in the state of Johor armed with a machete. The newly elected leaders of North Macedonia have insisted on their right to use the country's old name. Neighbouring Greece object to the use of Macedonia, arguing it implies a claim on a Greek area of the same name. In 2018, they agreed that the country would be called North Macedonia instead. But last week, a nationalist party took power. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life. Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
The best radio show. The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home.
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The coolest way to start your weekend.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Today is the 17th day of May, the year 2024. At exactly 3 minutes to the top of the hour. That means 3 minutes to 11. And this is the Friday edition of the morning show. Let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Gaye. Yes, and then to Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, our money man. And let me say good morning also to Bishop Adeshina, Anthony Adedeji, Aziz, wherever you are. Good morning to you. Shamsuddin, good morning. Pastor Momo, Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, I salute you all. Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning to you. And then to, yes, to the darkest, yes, Kojodi and the family, David Amani Dake and Emmanuel Amani Dake. Our condolences to you all for the loss of your mom that happened yesterday. Our hearts are all out to you. We know it's a difficult and challenging time. Somebody say that it's not. It's cool. It is never cool. It's never cool. That is a tough time to go through a loss. But wherever you are this morning, I want to salute each and every one of you, and once again say welcome to the Starr Radio UK Friday edition of the morning show. If you happen to be going through anything of the sort, any challenging of the sort, our thoughts are with you. Any loss or anything, and if you are celebrating, why not? Starr Radio UK, we are here to do all that with you. Now, by way of program, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, and the travel updates. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds this morning on all the other traveling means here in where the UK, and then we'll move on from there. We'll go global trotting, where we'll bring you all the stories making the rounds across the globe, from Accra to Zanzibar, from archaeology to zoology. If it's making the headlines, I promise you one thing for sure, that I would definitely touch on that. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Welcome on board. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. And let me say good morning to Mr. Dave West and your lovely wife, Jenny. I hope you're all doing very well. It was nice having a chat with you this morning. Yes, wherever you are, welcome. This is Starr Radio UK. This is the Friday edition of the morning show. Welcome on board. Well, so as I did say, yes, at 11:45, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. We are hoping, keeping fingers and everything crossed, that we'll have our Money Man live. If we have him on live, then we will be bringing him at 12:30. If not, then we'll bring one of the pre-recorded ones to you at exactly 12 o'clock. Or wherever you are, just keep your dials logged on Starr Radio UK. Don't tap the dial. This is Starr Radio UK. This is the Friday edition of the morning show, and I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. Welcome. Okay, so kicking off from here, opportunity is either created or identified. That is by way of the quote for the day. Opportunities is either created or identified. So you can create the atmosphere to have an opportunity or something growing up from there, or you can identify that by just moving around and opening your eyes and seeing things. You'll be able to identify them. So what about that? Which one are you doing? It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Lots of messages coming through to me from every most of our listeners there as well. Kojodi, they all wish you their condolences from Starr Radio. Mr. Olaimi Koiki, massive good morning to you as well. I hope you are doing very, very well. But let's move on to the weather front. Now, have I got news for you when it comes to the weather? Now, this morning I had to wake up very early. I decided to do some wash and then laundry, and then decided to put them out there so that they can dry before, if there is any rain or anything of the sort, it comes through. But hey, if you are in London and that's the same part of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. Yes, this afternoon we'll see a patchy cloud that will bubble up and a few isolated showers will break out, but there will still be some sunny spells throughout. Now winds will be light. Now tonight we'll see any showers gradually ease early, leaving it dry for a time. Widespread low cloud and fog is expected to develop overnight. Now when it comes to the temperature is going to be 21 degrees. The lower is going to be 13 degrees. Pollen level is going to be low. UV level is going to be high. Pollution is going to be low as well. Sunset 2050 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:05 hours. Now let's go to see what the weather is like for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see a cloudy start tomorrow with spells of rain. Early in the afternoon it will turn drier with some bright spells, but there is still the chance of isolated showers with a local risk of thunder. Now when it comes to Sunday, after a rather dull and murky start, Sunday will become largely bright and plenty of sunshine. That is the weather for you. But the temperature is ranging between 20 and 10 lowest, and Sunday 21 and 9 lowest. Okay, so that is by way of the weather forecast for you, Starr Radio UK. But now let's move on to the travel updates wherever you are. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Broadcasting live online.
Okay, so when it comes to the travel this morning, as I would say, keep your eyes on the roads, I will keep you navigated. I promise, this is what I've got news for you. Now, on the travel this morning, those of you using the underground here in London, well, okay, my apologies there. Yes, on the underground, Circle line has got minor delays due to train cancellation. Elizabeth line, minor delays between Abbey Wood and Heathrow terminals, Reading, while Network Rail fixes a points failure at South Hall. A reduced service is operating between Heathrow terminals 2 and 3 and Heathrow terminals 5. Good service on the rest of the line though. London Overground is accepting tickets. Now the Northern line has also got minor delays due to shortage of trains. Now the other on the DLR, the other underground lines are all running a good service, but the DLR is experiencing severe delays between Canning Town and Woolwich Arsenal while they fix a faulty train at Pontoon Dock. Good service on all other routes. The London Tram Link is also partly suspended. No service between Arena and Elmer's End due to shortage of trams. Good service on other routes. London Overground is running a good service. Now that brings us straight to the major roads in London. I can tell you shortly, apart from the A13 that has got several delays, all the others have got no exceptional delays there. You can zoom through it like no man business. Now the River Bus is running a good service. The London Cable Car is running a good service as well. And that brings us straight to the my apologies, the National Rail as well. So on the National Rail this morning, Cross Country has got minor delays. Great Western Railway minor delays. Northern Rail minor delays. ScotRail and Transport for Wales are all experiencing minor delays. And that is where I would say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads.
Broadcasting live online.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Mr. Joseph Atta, aka PK. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. I told you there's lots of messages coming on my platform this morning, but wherever you are, thank you very much for joining us as well. Let me say good morning to the Hammonds all the way in Ghana as well. Eben, I hope you are doing very, very, very well. And then to my baby brother, to my younger, the one who comes after me, Alfred, and all of you there, I salute you. Hey, good morning, Delta. Good morning. And my old lady herself, Mom, good morning to you. I know that you love to listen to my voice in the morning. See me at times, but you know, because of the internet, you say they love to either see me at times or listen to me more than seeing me. But wherever you are, whatever it is, massive good morning to you all. Now it's time for Global Trotting. What have I got here? Let me tell you. We start. Okay. Just bear with me. Okay. All right then. So now, when it comes to the stories making the rounds, from Nigeria, federal government says date students can begin to submit loan application. Well, so they say apply. There are 5 categories. We'll do our best to see whether we can bring those down to you. We'll never change our position on Rivers. Ex-assemblymen are saying. Well, And there are no plan to access workers' pension illegally. That's the federal government saying that. It comes to some of the countries when the country is broke or government wants their hand, needs some money and they cannot access it. They just put their hands and they will access the schemes, the various schemes there. So let's see. The government is saying that they have no plans to do that. Let's see the federal government saying that. Police in Ibadan parade auxiliary for alleged murder, kidnapping, and CBN can collect customers' social media handles. A court has ruled. That's quite an interesting one. From Nigeria, and Emirates resumes flight to Nigeria from the 1st of October. So those of you who love Emirates, working there in Nigeria, well, it's coming back. It's coming back after some agreements have taken place. September 6 interventions to ease economic reforms impact on SMEs. We'll be telling you more about it. Shareholders of Seplat Energy approves 15 cents per share dividend. Okay, and today's black market exchange rate. Well. I'll be telling you about what the forex is like. Legislative Responsibility or the Lack Thereof by John Jibrin Ibrahim is an article that has been penned, and I will bring in that your way as well. Moving on, still in other parts of Africa, Tunisia lawyers strike over arrest of colleague. The demonstration in the North African country's capital came days after 2 lawyers were arrested. One briskly extracted from the Bar Association. We hope that they do the decent thing. Let's see the government. Now South Africa braces for milestone election as competition between key players intensifies. Well, it looks like Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC might not win the outright or win or have majority from government, and therefore they will have to go into some sort of coalition with some other parties. But who or which party is it going to be? Is it going to be the Zuma one or the Malema one? Which one is it? We'll be telling you more about all that. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, ex-Mauritanian leader Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz being arraigned before court. We're going to be telling you more about that as well. Several leaders arrived for the Arab League Summit. What is all that about, and how would that pan out for Israel and the war in the Gaza or in the Middle East? And South Africa president signs controversial healthcare bill into law. And then South Africa actor Info Sebing dies tragically in a car accident. Those are some of the stories that were making the rounds during the last few days. South Sudan government and rebel group signs commitment for peace in ongoing peace talks. That's a good one there, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Now, Chad has confirmed Muhammad Idris Deby as president. Well, when the former Prime Minister was saying he was going to the court filing whatever, I was saying that is just a mere joke, man. In this part of the world where the rule of law doesn't actually work. Well. Okay, Starr Radio UK. KMA Finance Director blames Sam Pine for debt default to Fidelity Bank. A man accused of robbing former Second Lady Matilda Emizarata refused bail. You didn't get anybody to go and rob than a former First Lady. Some people will say Noboye, right? He's a bold guy, a bold thief. Now, Akufo-Addo's forward petition to remove Special Prosecutor Kisei Jabeng to the CJ. So we're going to be looking into that. Is a special prosecutor being a thorn in the flesh of the ruling government, and that's why they are doing everything possible to push him out, or what? We're going to be telling you more about all that. Well. So how many special prosecutors have been during his tenure, and what have been the achievement of any of them? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Now, the former president John Mahama has said he will order any appointees of his who engages in mining to resign. So as we're saying, we know that there have been lots of moves, left, right, and center, but that's what he is saying that's going to do. Senegalese Prime Minister criticizes French military bases on territory. Now, I've been saying this, that it looks like the French-speaking countries seem to be now angered or upset about their former colonial masters using their territories as bases. But we'll be telling you more about all that. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Akufo-Addo forwards petition for removal of special prosecutor to CJ. Hey, let's see. What did he do wrong? Now, when it comes to other stories making the rounds, US confirms first aid trucks arrive via Gaza Pier, and then across Israel accuses South Africa of false claims at ICG, and French police kill man trying to burn Rain synagogue, and then IDF posting abuse footage despite pledge to act, and then Putin arrives in China's Little Moscow as allies aim to deepen trade. Well, those are the champions for him, and they think that, well, these are the people that we want, and they are in our corner. Why not? Okay, and more French police arrived in New Caledonia amid riots. We'll tell you more about all that. This is Starr Radio UK. Now, Trump's lawyer accuses Cohen of lying in hush money trial. You know what? That is the duty or the job of the defense attorney to punch holes in evidence that the what do we call it in the testimony of the prosecution, to say that well, we don't think it's anything credible. But do you think that will change the tide for Donald Trump? Well, yesterday we saw some of the Republicans going on a demonstration. Some of the Republican, those in the House of Representatives or others going on some demonstration here and there. But let's see what is happening all there as well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Just bear with me. Okay. Just bear with me whilst we get it all up and running. Someone to say, what are you talking about there? Yes. Okay. Now, here in the UK, 7 Trent boards defends multi-million pay packet. The water firm made 60,000 sewage spills last year, but insists river quality is improving. It's got a nice picture. Well, he's smiling all the way to the bank. Okay. Yeah. And defense lawyer fined over rape survivor questioning, and then hints at another national insurance tax cut. They are doing everything possible to make people feel, yes, the Conservatives are putting us back on track. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The NHS was created by men for men, says Health Secretary. What does it mean? What does she mean by that? We'll be looking at all that during the course of the program. But for now, we're going to take a musical break. The first one for the day. So just bear with me. Edith Morrison said, what makes you great? What does make God great? All the things that he do. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you.
Deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade, Jesus, and that's what makes you great. You hold holding your hands. The hand that made me who I am. Same God now, yesterday, and forevermore. And that's what makes you great. You are God. You will never change. You remain the same till the end. Till the end. You are God. One who took my pain, took away my shame. Lord, you reign. That's why forever call you great. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Great is to be praised. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Yes, I'll celebrate.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a dog fade, and that's what makes you great.
You are God. You will never change. You remain the same till the end. Till the end. You are God.
One who took my pain, took away my shame. Lord, you reign.
That's why forever call you great. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Greatly to be praised. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Yes, I'll celebrate. Holy, holy, God Almighty, I worship you. Heaven and earth.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Worship you.
In your car,
At work.
at home.
On your smartphone.
I worship you.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. Now time for us to bring you the details of the stories that we did touch on earlier on. Kicking off from Nigeria at exactly 11:25 from the heart of London. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Star Caribbean radio station in London. Now apply. That federal government sets dates students can begin to submit loan application. There are 5 categories of people who are banned. The federal government has now unveiled the new online portal that Nigerian students can use to apply for student loans. A date has also been set for when students enrolled in a recognized tertiary institution can begin to make use of the portal. While the loan is open to all undergraduates, there are 5 categories of students that will not be able to benefit from that. It says that the Nigeria Education Fund Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has announced that the portal for the students apply for their loan will open on Friday, that's a week today, May the 24th, 2024. This was disclosed by Akintunde Sawyer, the managing director of the NEL Fund, in a statement signed by Nasser Ayitogo, the media and public relations lead, on Thursday, May 16, 2024. Now, Sawyer said through the portals, students can now access loans to pursue their academic aspirations without financial constraints. According to the statement, the scheme will kick off with 1.2 million beneficiaries, and the funds will be paid directly to the tertiary institution of the benefiting students. Now, the students will also be entitled to stipend, which will be paid directly to them. The management of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, led by its managing director, Mr. Akintoye, are thrilled to announce the 24th for that. Now, it says that through the portals, the students can now access loans to pursue their academic aspirations. Now, it goes on further to say there are 5 categories of people who are deemed ineligible to the loan are applicants found guilty of exam malpractice by any school authority. So if you've been found, that you committed any malpractice when it comes to education, you are out before you started. Now, applicants who have been proven to have defaulted in respect of any previous loans granted by any organization. And then the third one, applicants with a criminal record of felony or offense involving dishonesty or fraud. And then applicants whose parents, father or mother, have defaulted in respect of students' loans or any loan granted to him or her. That is the sins of the fathers, the results or the punishment of the sins of the fathers, and being rained or on the children. Boy, now anyone who has been convicted of drug offenses, those are the 5 categories. Now, if you belong to, boy, you cannot get that. Now, it says that Akintunde Sawyer explained how the student loan will be assessed by interested citizens. Now, Sawyer disclosed there will be no human contact in accessing the loan, as everything will be automated, and funds for successful students will be transferred to the school's accounts. Okay, I hope that the schools that these accounts are, the school account that these monies are going to be sent to, will also not be a bottleneck for the students who will try to apply, who will be at the receiving end waiting to receive them. But we'll see about that. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, if you are listening to us, you're hail from Nigeria, or you are a student there, and you think that it's a good course and it's something that will be good, let us know. How much are they going to be assessing? That's another question on the lips of most people. We'll never change our position on Rivers ex-assemblymen, PDP says. The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party has vowed that nothing will make it change its position on the vacation of seats by former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who defected from the PDP to the All Progressive Congress. A statement issued on Thursday by Debo Olugunagba, a national publicity secretary, also clarified that it is not under pressure from any quarters to compromise its position in court, wherein it had already clearly stated that the former Rivers State lawmakers are no longer members of the Rivers State House of Assembly from December 11, 2023, when they publicly announced their defection from the PDP to the APC. It said the clarification is a refutal of a mischievous report in a section of the social media falsely claiming that there are plots to compromise the party's position and provide an unattainable lifeline to the former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly to return to their seats, which they have constitutionally vacated. The PDP said it stands by its position that affected members have since lost their seats in the Rivers State House of Assembly, having arrogantly committed an unpardonable constitutional breach. The statement added, for the avoidance of doubt, the PDP, in its counterclaim by its national legal advisor, Kamiadin Ajigbade, who is state attorney in suit number FHC blah blah blah, filed at the Federal High Court Abuja, stated clearly that the former River State lawmakers are no longer members of the River State House of Assembly from December 11, 2023, when they publicly announced their defection from the PDP. Okay. For emphasis, the PDP in the said suit, among others, following the declaration orders against the former River State lawmakers, a declaration that by provision of Section 109, subsection 1, the Constitution of Nigeria 1999, as amended, the seats of the plaintiff have been vacant since 11 December 2023, when the plaintiff announced their defection to All Progressive Congress. A declaration that the plaintiff are no longer members of the River State House of Assembly, having defected to All Progressive Congress on the 11th of December 2023. An order directing the first defendant, that's INEC, to conduct by-election in the respective constituencies of the plaintiff in compliance with the provision of the laws. An order of perpetual injunction restraining the plaintiffs from parading themselves and or further parading themselves, or from performing or further performing the function and duties of members of River State House of Assembly. Happily, there are plethora of judicial decisions from the highest court in our country in support of the position taken by our party. So what is going to happen? If they're going to be having a by-election, so these people are going to be standing on the tickets of the APC to see whether they can win those seats back. But have there been any interpretation? Have they taken it to maybe the Supreme Court for a further interpretation of that? Well, you want to know more? Stay tuned. Don't you go away. 11:33 the time. Starr Radio UK, the station. Let's move on. Now, that is pertaining to May the 17th. Okay, May the 17th. The federal government has assured workers that their pensions are safe, saying it will comply with the relevant laws guiding the administration of the funds before tapping into the savings for developmental purposes. Now, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, who made this known on Wednesday, said the federal government had no intention of illegally tapping into the pension funds. Edun spoke in response to reports that the federal government was considering tapping into the pension funds to drive investment in growth areas, including infrastructure and housing. Now, while the reports had generated reaction from Nigerians, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Unions Congress, TUC, on Wednesday, warned that the federal government not to tamper with the workers' pension funds. However, in a statement on Wednesday, Edun clarified his earlier position on the plan by the government to tap into the pension funds, saying the pension sector, similar to other sectors in the financial industry, is strictly regulated by the specific legal frameworks. He assured that the federal government does not plan to circumvent any of the guidelines. Now, the statement read, "It has come to our notice that there are some stories making the rounds that the federal government plans to illegally access the hard-earned savings and pensions contribution of workers. Nothing could be further from the truth. The pension industry, like most financial industries, is highly regulated. There are rules, there are limitations about what pension money can be invested in and what it cannot be invested in. The federal government has no intention whatsoever to go beyond those limitations and go outside those bounds which are there to safeguard the pensions of workers." Quote and unquote. Well, listeners, that is quite an interesting one from there, isn't it? But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let me bring you something from there, some headline from the southeast as well. 2 Abia lawmakers dump YPP for Labour Party. And then another man crashed to death in crash caused by police in Abia. A gunman killed 3 police officers on FRSC officials in fresh Enugu attack. Controversy over non-existence airport project in Abia State. There are some of the stories making the rounds there as well. And so coming your way from the southwest as well. Jimo Ibrahim suspension splits Igbotaka ward into Ward 2, and then court orders APC INEC to file defense in suit asking Ayedati was sacked as candidate. So those are some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria today. So let's move on. I was trying to see whether I will have any other updates from. Okay, let me bring you this one. Kanu's wife visits husband in DSS custody, and that's quite an interesting one. And then troops neutralize IPOB commander, recovers the cache of weapons. That was on the 8th as well. And EDC defrauding Southeast ensures adequate electricity or exit region. IPOB is saying there. Okay. Nnamdi Kano's wife. Okay, wife of the Nnamdi Kano has been able to visit him in the detention, the DSS detention. Okay, so now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds. This is Starr Radio UK. In Tunisia, lawyers lawyers have embarked on a strike over arrest of colleagues. Now, lawyers in Tunisia took to the street yesterday to protest a string of recent arrests that have convulsed the country over the past week and provoked international outcry. The demonstration in the North African country capital came days after 2 lawyers were arrested, one brusquely extracted from the Bar Association headquarters and the other needing to be hospitalized after sustaining injuries while being apprehended by security forces. Both were charged with violating a cybercrime statute outlawing fake news that authorities have increasingly used to target critics. The National Bar Association called for nationwide strikes on Monday and staged a day of anger on Thursday that could include protests and a second day of striking. Along with activists and civil society groups, they gathered in front of the capital's courthouse, chanting for freedom in support of their colleagues and against what they called a police state. Well. What do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, in other stories making the rounds as well. Arrests said of Africa's relation with Europe is the only future in sight, Senegal's Prime Minister has predicted. Now, Osman Sonko pointed to a decisive context which requires a change in historical patterns. The leader of the PASTEF political party held a conference on the future of Africa's Europe ties. Now, he hosted left-wing politicians Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who is a former French presidential candidate, speaking at the Sheikh Anta Diop University in Dakar. Sonko said France's military presence in his country and across the continent raised legitimate concerns. He questioned the impact on national sovereignty and strategic autonomy on the concerned African states. He gave us an example of France's decision in 1966 to close all NATO bases on the territory on sovereignty grounds. According to the French Ministry for Armed Forces, nearly 400 soldiers providing regional military training are based at 2 camps in Dakar. In 2010, Senegal retook control of several military bases held by its former colonial ruler following an agreement. So, what do you think is going to happen there? It's quite interesting what is going on in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Niger. It's all happening there. Now, Senegal is also flagging that. So, what is going to happen there? I don't know about Guinea though, but every one of them seem to be saying that You can be our colonial masters, but we want you out of our quarters. What do you think about all that? Starr Radio UK. Now, an election that was held a few days ago, on Thursday, May 16, the Constitutional Council of Chad confirmed Mohamed Idris Deby as the country's president with 61% of the vote, far ahead of his rivals Success Masra and Albert Pahimi Padake. Now, Mohamed Idris Deby was declared the winner after the council review and reaffirmed vote counts despite minor adjustment. Deby won with 61.03%, followed by his prime minister with 18.54%, and Padake with 16.93%. Voter turnout was 75.78%. Now, following the announcement, Success Masra took to social media, accepting the decision and urging calm and patience among his supporters, emphasizing political solutions over further legal actions. Now, Padake's campaign, represented by his director, also accepted the council's decision, calling for unity and urging the new president to address the country's challenges. Mohamed Idris Deby's camp expressed satisfaction, celebrating the election as a fulfilled promise of the transitional period. It's interesting. When have you heard, let's say, a military ruler who want to transition into a civilian ruler and had thrown his heart in the ring in an election and has lost? Where does that happen? It never happens. It has never happened and will never happen. So they will all go out and say, we won by a big majority as well. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio. If it's popular, anyone genuinely free and fairly, why not? But if you use ways and means to actually shut the opposition's mouth and just try to take advantage using states apparatus to do all things, or logistics to do all things, and then win that, then I say, oh boy, that's a wonderful democracy for you. Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. At 11:43, we continue from then. A couple of stories, then we'll move on to Ghana as well. South Africa's election will determine how wary the country has become over the ruling African National Congress party that has been in power since the end of the apartheid system of white minority rule 30 years ago. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa said and the ANC are struggling to keep their parliamentary majority, and opinion polls predict that the party will likely receive less than 50% of the national vote for the first time in the May 29 elections. That doesn't mean that the beleaguered ANC will be out of power in Africa's most advanced economy. Even as the famous organization once led by Nelson Mandela has seen a decline in its popularity, no one has risen to a position to replace it. Instead, some South Africans who have turned away from the ANC have gone looking for answers among an array of opposition parties. So the ANC is still expected to gain the largest share of the votes. However, without an outright majority, it will need to form a coalition to stay in government and keep Ramaphosa for a second term and final term as president. For a key country on the African continent, that might bring new complications, given some recent coalition at local levels have been spectacular failures. Now, while most South Africans appear ready to register their disgruntlement with the ANC in a defining moment, a coalition government may not easily solve the country's big problems, which includes world's highest levels of unemployment and inequality. Now, coalitions in the different metros, that's municipalities, have also taught us that they are not based on any principle. And if we could have that, the possibility is that we could still be moving towards a lot of instability in South Africa. Dr. Levi Indu, the political analyst at the Swan University of Technology, told the Associated Press. Now, in my view, that is something that our leaders have to try and avoid. Now, South Africans don't vote directly for their president, but rather decide the makeup of parliament, which is called the National Assembly. They do that by choosing parties, and those parties get seats in parliament according to their share of the national vote. The 400-member National Assembly then elects the president, meaning whichever party has a majority chooses the head of state. That has always been the ANC since the first all-race elections in 1994. But this time, it may need to strike agreement with other parties to get the required 201 votes from lawmakers to re-elect the 71-year-old Ramaphosa and form a government. The election effectively starts on Friday and Saturday when South African citizens living overseas vote in embassies and foreign missions. The main elections, The main opposition is the Centrist Democratic Alliance, or DA. It has entered into an agreement with some smaller parties in the hope that their combined vote might force the ANC out of government completely. Polls indicate that they are some way off the mark. The far-left Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, is the third biggest party and led by Julius Malema, or a fiery former ANC youth leader. The DA won 20% in the last national election and the EF 10% to the ANC 62%. Neither opposition party appears to have significantly increased in popularity. That's largely because of the dozens of other parties, many of them new, that have captured small shares. Now, while 80% of South African population is black, it's also multiracial, multicultural society with 5 defined racial groups, many ethnicities, and 12 other languages. An equally diverse political picture is beginning to appear. All the new parties, Inkonto Wesizwe, which means Spear of the Nation, has gained the most attention because it is led by former South African President Jacob Zuma, who has turned his back on the ANC. He once led in a bitter battle with Ramaphosa, the man who replaced him. Unemployment and poverty stand out as the most pressing issues for the majority of people. While South Africa is regarded as Africa's most advanced country, its contradictions are stark. It also has an unemployment rate of 32%, the highest in the world, and more than half of the South Africans are living in poverty, according to the World Bank. Now, that has driven most of the discontent, as millions of the poor black majority feel the ANC has not improved their lives sufficiently 3 decades after apartheid, which brutally oppressed black people in the favor of white minority. Other prominent election issues that are seen as pushing voters away from the ANC are the high rate of violent crime, multiple government corruption scandals over the years, the failure of some of the government services, and a crisis within a state-owned electricity supplier that has led to a nationwide blackout at a regular interval to conserve power. Okay, we'll be having our money man joining us during the course of the program. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial at all. We'll be telling you what we're going to be looking at in a moment. So just okay, just bear with me whilst I sort that out. Yes. Okay, so as I said, the money man will be joining us exactly at 12:30. So let's go on at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. So how do you see the elections in South Africa? How is it going to all pan out? How do you see it? Is there going to be anything different from what we've seen? Or will they be able to push the ANC out as opposition are trying to embark on? What do you think? So come your way from Star Radio UK. Now, ex-Mauritanian leader Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz ruled out of June election. Now, former Mauritanian President Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz has been ruled out of the June 29 presidential election for lack of the necessary sponsorship. His spokesman, Mohamed Ould Jibril, told journalists on Tuesday, May 14, and denouncing the sponsoring system in place. This blocking by the authorities is undemocratic, the spokesperson said, or added. There are 10 of us who are victims of this plot by the authorities. Mr. Aziz, who led Mauritania, a pivotal country between the Maghreb and the sub-Saharan Africa until 2019, had taken steps to present his candidacy, according to his spokesman. If so, he would have faced the outgoing president Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, his successor and one of his most loyal companions in the past, with whom he is now in open conflict. Now, the former president was sentenced in 2023 to 5 years in prison for illicit enrichment. Now, the government, through the ruling party, has set conditions requiring presidential candidates to get approval from the municipal councillors and mayors. Only the opposition Islamic Party, Tawaso, has any room for maneuver, as it has the required number of municipal councillors. The opposition parties had previously denounced the law, terming it unjust. We denounce the hegemony of the parties, who are those choosing their opponents from among the candidates and leading the country towards the holding of a unilateral electoral parody. Denounced a dozen opposition candidates, including Mr. Aziz, in a joint statement. Now, even if the former president had collected sponsorship, his qualification would have been highly uncertain. Now, candidatures must be submitted to the Constitutional Council. However, according to Constitution, the president may be re-elected only once. And Mr. Aziz has already served 2 terms, they added. So I think that he needs to go again. But they're saying that, well, because he's stood for that position 2 times, or he's become president 2 terms, he is out. So there is no way that he can go for another term. It's all coming your way. From Starr Radio UK. This is your African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final story before we leave South Africa, or we leave part of Africa, we go to Ghana and we continue from there. Now, South Africa has told the United Nations top court on Thursday the situation in Gaza had reached a new and horrific stage as it sought emergency measures to halt Israel's operation in the enclave southern city of Rafah. It was the 3rd time the International Court of Justice held hearings on the conflict in Gaza since South Africa filed proceedings at the Hague-based court in December accusing Israel of genocide. Now, Israel has sought to hide its crimes through the weaponization of international humanitarian law. It pretends that the civilian it ruthlessly kills through its 2,000-pound bomb, through its targeted airstrike, through its artificial intelligence system, through its execution of human shields. This whitewashing of Israel genocide misses the key and the fundamental elements, and that of the massive and still mounting evidence of Israel's genocide intent. The country's ambassador to the Netherlands, Vuzimuzi Mandonsela, told a panel of 15 international judges on Thursday during the hearings earlier this year. Israel strongly denied committing genocide in Gaza, saying it does all it can to spare civilians and is only targeting Hamas militants. The country says Rafah is the last stronghold of the militant group. Well, so it's going to be wiping it all nice and clean, isn't it? It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a break. We have a sip of water. We come back and we'll be looking at the special prosecutor in Ghana is being pushed out. Is it because he's being a thorn in the government's flesh, or is it because he is underperforming? Well, I'll be telling you more about all that, so stay tuned and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show. Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 1 minute past the top of the hour. If you want to hop in, make your voice heard, feel free to do so whilst we continue with the show. Let me say good afternoon to Perry in the house as well. Okay, now let's move on. Let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds, and that is in Ghana. President Akufo-Addo had received a petition seeking the removal of Kissie Jaben as special prosecutor and has forwarded it to Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu for action. That is information coming through. According to sources, the petition dated 30th of April 2024 was filed by Jaben's predecessor Martin Amidu, who resigned from the role in the lead up to the 2020 elections, barely 3 years after he was made the first special prosecutor. Now, while details remain sketchy on the premise of the call for Jaben's removal, Martin Amidu has been vociferous in his disagreement with some of the OSP's investigations and modus operandi, accusing him in the past of being inexperienced, corrupt, and desperate. And on many occasions asserted the office has resorted to witch hunting in its investigation and abuse of the process of the court. Now, Kissie Jaben last November openly expressed frustration he faced in his quest to perform his mandated duty, now accusing the courts of granting immunity to some individuals from criminal prosecution. Mr. Amidu criticized the utterances of the special prosecutor, demanding his impeachment over what he describes as the special prosecutor's crossing of the red line by scandalizing the administration of justice and must be impeached. Now, the office of the special prosecutor has over the past few weeks been caught up in a tough war between itself and the Economic and Organized Crimes Office and the Attorney General's Office on the status and way forward concerning money laundering allegation around the stealing of $1 million in the home of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapper. Now, meanwhile, our source confirms the information. The petition has since been equally forwarded to Kissie Jaben to respond to the CJ to determine whether there is a prima facie against the special prosecutor. Now, so analyzing it or looking at it, how has the performance of the special prosecutor been like? Is it abysmal? Has he played? And is it that because Martin Amidu couldn't stay in there, as who said that? This one of the former NBC stewards. He said that if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, then you better leave. So, is it that he couldn't stand that and then it's left and somebody's coming and the person has been able to hold things together for the time? And he thinks that because of that, he needs to do everything to make him unpopular so that he can leave as well. You know, at times you do so. Now, I wasn't able to do it, so no one should be able to do that as well. But what do you think about all that? It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you. The KMA 3 million Ghana Cedis Fidelity Bank loan, Bruhaha, I did nothing untoward, Osei Asibe is saying. The former chief executive of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Honorable Osei Asibe entry, has rebuffed allegations of financial malfeasance, insisting nothing untoward was done contracting a loan and approving payments to contractors. Well, did he actually make the payment the way the payment was supposed to be, or is it that? Yeah, you got it. Well, we're going to be looking more into that. But they are now accusing Fidelity Bank of violating the loan agreement. Now, voters registration. Senator donates to constituents at the registration center in Korle Klote. The member of parliament for Korle Klote, Senator Ajima Rollins, has donated to the constituents during her visit to the registration centers for the ongoing voter registration exercise. Now, the lawmaker also donated to the constituents at the center during her tour of the registration centers. Now, the visits to the Electoral Commission headquarters was to support the ongoing limited voters registration. Now, she entered the constituents and she entreated the constituents to make sure their voices are heard in the upcoming December 7th election by registering and voting for leaders who will prioritize the concerns of our nation and our citizens. Together, we can address challenges facing our economy and building a brighter future for all, Madam Senator stated. Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Trying to get you one more story. Now, yesterday I did talk about the fact that the former president and the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, says he will use artificial intelligence to fight illegal mining, also known as galamsey, in the next administration. The former president disclosed this while speaking as the guest of honor at the 3rd annual Transformational Dialogue on Small-Scale Mining at the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani. He indicated that his administration will use AI to locate all small-scale mining and galamsey operations, track excavators, and geofence all concessions to organize and oversee operations in the small-scale mining industry in order to lessen the harm done to the environment. According to him, a special fund will also be established to help provide a pool of mining equipment for sustainable exploitation in mining communities. A special revolving fund will be established with the private sector to provide capital and a mining equipment pool in which districts where gold mining is prevalent. This will facilitate easy and affordable access to relevant mining equipment, Mr. Mama stated. Now, according to him, the Ghana Mining Excellence Center, which will be run by UENR and UMAT, University of Mines and Technology, will help government fulfill its promise to support all these brilliant initiatives and ensure that we are implementing them as best as possible. I've announced the launch of a Ghana Mining Excellence Center to be run initially for 5 years and which will be coordinated by UENR. There, as I have envisioned it, the center will collaborate with scientists from other universities. Worldwide to implement joint research and innovation projects and will simulate green growth within the Ghanaian mining and minerals industry. Yeah, that's a good saying there. But somebody says it's easier said than done. However, he is of the view that should he come to power, what is he going to do? Let me tell you about his intent. He said the moment he hears any of his appointees involved in mining, they are out. Okay. So the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has made it clear that if elected president in the upcoming December polls, he will not hesitate to compel any of his appointees involved in mining activities to resign from their positions. It is addressed at the third annual transformational dialogue on small-scale mining at the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani. Mr. Mahama emphasized that his appointees will be expected to focus solely on their core mandate and national development rather than engaging in mining ventures. Mr. Mahama categorically stated that none of his appointees will be allowed to partake in illegal mining activities, commonly referred to as galamsey, under his administration. So what if he has a company and that company is involved in that? What will he do about that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, we're going to be bringing the updates from Ghana to a close so that we can move on and get the grounds prepared for our morning man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, to join in this afternoon. So wherever you are, don't even think of going away. I'm going to bring you some music pretty soon, but stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Let's take a quick break. We come back and then we come to the UK front and other parts of the world as well as we go. Stay tuned.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.worldlamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@worldlamp@gmail.com. World Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Yes, there's fire on the mountain. Yeah. At 12:30, we'll be having our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, and we'll be looking at on the money hour national minimum wage rates increased significantly from April 2024, and so we're going to be looking at the rates so people are aware what they are legally entitled to be paid for employment workers. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that. If you are working, are you being paid in the you are not up there, so are you being paid the national minimum wage, or your employers are telling you, you know what, you are working offshore? Well, he's going to be telling us more about all that while the program goes on. So the money man will be joining us exactly at 12:30. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Yes. Let's move on. Okay. Now, so moving on to some other stories making the round this morning. This time round pertaining to, or this afternoon, pertaining to other parts of the world. What have I got for you? In other parts of the world. Now, the US has said that they are confirmed first aid trucks arrive via Gaza Pier. That's the story. It's making the rounds there. The US military has confirmed that the first aid shipment via a temporary pier of Gaza has gone ashore. The US Central Command confirmed in a post on X that the aid trucks began moving ashore at about 09 hours GMT local time, which is 07 hours BST or 06 hours GMT. This is an ongoing multinational effort to deliver additional aid to Palestinian civilians in Gaza via a maritime corridor that is entirely humanitarian in nature. Now the post reads or read adding that no US troops went ashore. Now, however, the UN has warned that the maritime corridor is not a replacement for land routes, which are seen as the quickest and most effective way of delivering aid. In the coming days, around 500 tons of aid is expected to enter Gaza, according to U.S. Central Command. Now, British personnel have been working with the U.S. counterparts aboard a RFA Cardigan Bay to build and operate the pier. The Ministry of Defense has confirmed the newly operational pier off the coast of Gaza will enable truckloads of humanitarian aid to reach Palestinians in dire need. said Defense Secretary Grant Shapps. The U.S. began building the floating base weeks ago to facilitate the delivery of aid to Gaza as Israel continues its military campaign against Hamas. Well, listeners, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Ten years after becoming Prime Minister, Narendra Modi is aiming for a historic third term, what makes him India's most prominent leader in decades. Now, many voters feel things have got better since he took office in 2014. But the question is, will people who are struggling back him in the country's general election? If Mr. Modi's constituency in the northern city of Varanasi, Sari Weaver Shiv Jori Patel says he's got many worries, but it's clear who's getting his vote. Mr. Modi has done great work. We haven't seen poor people getting so many welfare benefits under any other government, he says. Mr. Patel says his sons can't find jobs, and local middlemen have cheated him out of federal government welfare payment, but he doesn't blame the Prime Minister. It doesn't matter if I get what I'm owed or not, I still vote for him, he said. Now, Varanasi goes to the polls in the last round of voting before results day on 4th of June. Well, you're okay with whatever life throws at them, but how do we see it here? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. In another story making the rounds, French police have killed a man after a synagogue was set on fire in the northwestern city of Rouen. The man was armed with a knife and a metallic tool and was shot after he threatened officers. The Rouen prosecutor said. Rouen Mayor Nicolas Mayer Rossignol said the attacks on the synagogue did not just affect the Jewish community, but the entire city was battered in a shock. Now, French report says the suspect had been served with an expulsion order and was in the process of appealing against it. Now, police were called around 06:45 hours, that is at 04:45 GMT, after smoke was seen rising from the synagogue. The attacker climbed on the large waste bin and threw a petrol bomb through a small window, setting the synagogue alight. Now, 2 police officers reached the scene fast after the man was spotted on security cameras. The suspect was on the roof of the synagogue when they arrived. According to the prosecutor, after threatening the pair, he then threw a chisel at them before jumping down on the ground, brandishing a knife. The officer opened fire 5 times, hitting the individual 4 times, said Rouen Public Prosecutor Frederic Tellet, explaining that he had seen the footage on the security camera. Now, firefighters at the scene eventually brought the fire under control inside the synagogue in the historic city center of the city. There appear to be no victims other than armed man, the mayor said. Damage inside the synagogue has been described as significant. I'm really upset. It is catastrophic, said the head of the Rouen Jewish community, Natasha Benham. The walls and furniture had been left blackened by the fire, although the books of the Torah, the holy books, did not come to any harm. Listeners, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK at 12:25. We've got about a few minutes more to have our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, joining us. A powerful storm has killed 4 in Texas, or Houston, Texas. Now, thunderstorms have killed 4 people and knocked out power to nearly 1 million homes and businesses in southeast of Texas. We have a storm with 100 miles per hour winds, the equivalent of hurricane-like considerable damage downtown, said the mayor of Houston, John Whitmer. Now, 2 deaths came from falling trees and 1 from a crane blown over. The storm has now moved into a neighboring Louisiana with flood warnings in place for the Gulf Coast. In Houston, traffic lights were out, office windows blown through the glass, strewn across the city streets. Now, residents were warned to stay inside by the mayor speaking on Thursday evening. Now, stay at home tonight. Do not go to work unless you are an essential worker. Stay home. Take care of your children. Our first responders will be working around the clock. Now, flash floods and severe thunderstorm warnings were issued for multiple counties heading into the evening, according to Houston National Weather Service Office. The city was working through a backlog of emergency calls, most of them about gas leaks and downed wires, the city's fire chief has said. Well, we hope that no serious damage was done, but there's been some casualties, and we say may their souls rest in perfect peace, and to the families who have lost loved ones, our condolences. Now, one before we come to the UK and look at some of the stories there. Russian President Vladimir Putin has landed in the Chinese city of Harbin, home to large Russian population. He's visiting the China-Russia trade fair today to underscore the strength of economic links between the countries. It comes a day after meeting between Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, where they praised their deep ties. Putin has said that they also spoke about Ukraine, adding that both leaders wanted to find a political resolution to the war. This is Putin's first international visit since the start of his 5th presidential term, following an election where he ran virtually unopposed. Now, Russia has looked to China as a lifeline as it faces hundreds of sanctions from the US and its Western allies that aim to cripple Moscow's war machine. Beijing has been accused of aiding Moscow's war by supplying technology and components, but China says none of this is lethal and also has commercial applications as well. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to the UK front, extremists jailed for life over street murder. Moroccan asylum seeker Ahmed Alid, 45, stabbed 70-year-old Terence Kane multiple times in Hartlepool in October in revenge for the Israeli-Hamas conflict. Now, Alid was also found guilty of the attempted murder of his housemate Javed Nouri, who he had attacked before Mr. Kane was killed. Alid was sentenced for life in jail with a minimum term of 45 years at Teesside Crown Court on Friday. He had told police that attacks were in protest against the Israel and Gaza conflict. Alid, who spoke through an Arabic interpreter during the trial, and administration had admitted stabbing the 2 men, but denied he had intended to kill or cause really serious harm. Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. And the funeral is taking place today of the boy who died in a sword attack a couple of weeks ago as well. The final one, former sub-postmaster and campaigner Alan Bates has rejected his second offer of compensation by the post office Horizon IT scandal. His first offer in January, which is described as cruel and derisory, was about a sixth of what he had claimed. The latest offer amounted to around a third of what he had requested. It's frustration for myself, frustrating for everyone. The campaigner fight for justice inspired ITV Mr. Bates visited the post office drama. Between 1999 and 2015, more than 900 sub-postmasters were wrongly prosecuted after faulty software indicated that money was missing from the post office branch account. Mr. Bates leads the Justice for Sub-Postmasters Alliance campaigning for financial address for the hundreds of victims who took part in the group legal action against the post office. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring the stories and everything to close there. We're going to be having our money man, Mr. Tabiri, joining us in a moment. But for now, we'll take a commercial break and I'll bring you some music whilst we wait for Mr. Tabiri to join us. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Okay, so what a way to get yourself geared up for the Money Man to join us. Let's enjoy this tune from the Zongo Man. It says, where is the dollar? The Money Man is going to tell you where the pound sterling is. And as I did announce, we're going to look at the, don't we say the base rate? No, the minimum wage this morning. So wherever you are, stay tuned, don't you go away.
10 men share $10, and one man no get. It's a disgrace. Where is the
Okay, so Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I promise you to bring you the rest of that music in a moment. But for now, we got our money man who has joined in, so we're going to be going straight to him wherever he is. Where he is in Kent. So wherever you are, stay tuned and don't you go away. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me say good afternoon to you, Mr. Tabiri.
Good afternoon to you, Archie. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. And you?
I'm great. I don't know if you can hear from my voice. Just a little bit of a cold.
Yeah. Once I was even doing the program, once I was talking, and I could feel that there is that crookishness in my throat. I was like, oh, I hope I'm not coming down with anything. So I think it's something going around. Yeah. But thank God for finding the time to come, and somebody will say, the Christians will say, bless us with your all the the information and the wisdom that you have when it comes to our money. Good.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
So what are we going to be looking at today?
So today we want to look at national minimum wage and the national living wage.
Okay.
So these rates changed recently after 3 years having been frozen by the Chancellor. So given where the economy is and issues around inflation and mortgage rates and all that stuff, it's important to understand what the changes that have happened in the minimum wage rate as well, because these are all factors which affect living standards.
Yeah.
And we have been under pressure from cost of living pressures from everywhere. So it's important that people understand what their entitlements are under this law.
Okay, listeners, interesting one. We have our money man. He's known as Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. For all your accounting issues, if you have any issue pertaining to that, you just get in touch with him and he will tell you exactly, give you the right direction, or point you into the right direction, or give you or sort whatever issue that you have out for you. This afternoon, we are looking at national minimum wage and national living wage. Now it's quite interesting, minimum wage and living wage. For the sake of our listeners who are listening to us, who are for the first time maybe have not heard that there's a minimum wage and a living wage. What is the difference there, please?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that one that creates confusion a lot. So the rates for the national living wage are for those aged 21 and over. And then the national minimum wage covers those who are from the school living age up to 21, up to 20.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So there are age bands for each of these periods. Under 18, which is the school going age, and then we have rates, different rates, minimum rates for 18 to 20. And then we have the 21 and over, which is where the national living wage rates apply.
Okay. So, listeners, if you are listening to us, I think now you've gotten it. So, now let's come to. I was having a chat with my producer, I think a couple of days ago, and one of the kids who is supposed to be doing is an internship or apprenticeship. Yeah. And was saying that he thinks that with everything that is going on, he thinks he's not earning enough. So he was trying to negotiate something. How possible or plausible is that?
Right. So apprenticeship rates are usually fixed, and there's an apprentice minimum wage as well. So that is the minimum at which they can be paid.
Okay.
So usually employers see apprenticeship as they put in something into the apprentice in terms of investing time in training. You tend to find that apprentices, employers are only prepared to pay apprentices usually at the minimum wage rate or just a little bit above.
Okay.
But like any other employer, obviously you have a free will to approach your employer, and if you want to negotiate wages, you can do so.
Okay.
But bear in mind that apprentices are on a training contract. The employer believes that they are rather putting some skills into them. More often than not, they are not on high wages.
Okay. So they have to put their head down and make sure that they come out or finish that, complete their training, and then you can now come and enjoy the food.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
But whilst you are training, you're not. The employer feels that you're not adding much value in terms of adding to their output to command higher wages.
Yeah.
So once you have finished your apprenticeship and you have your skill, then I believe you have a better point or place to stand and negotiate a contract for you yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so young guys and all of you who are undertaking apprenticeship, keep your heads down, make sure that you come out with flying colors, and then you have the power to negotiate for some big dough. Yeah. Okay, Starr Radio UK, the Money Hour with Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. Okay, so now let's go on. So let's start from the national minimum wage. What is it then? How much is it? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, so the first thing I would want to state is that the national minimum wage and the living wage are all enshrined in statutory law.
Okay.
And so if an employer does not pay these rates to an employee who qualifies, then they are flouting the law and it's a criminal offense. That is the first point to be made clear. Now, let's look at these rates. So, to qualify for the national minimum wage, I would refer more to national minimum wage than the national living wage, because that is a lower rate.
Okay.
So that's the minimum, yeah. So the national minimum wage rate, you must be at the school living age to get the national minimum wage. So school living age, we know that's from 18. So I think 16 years once you finish your GCSEs or going into an apprenticeship, you qualify for the national minimum wage. And then for the national living wage, you have to be 21 years and above. So these rates are as follows. So let's look at the apprentice rates.
Okay.
So apprentice rates and under 18s are currently £606 and 40 pence an hour.
Okay.
Previously, these rates were £5 and 28 pence, which means that this has gone up by £1 and 12 pence.
Oh yeah.
Look at the percentages. It's actually gone up quite a lot, because it's gone up by about 20%. The same rates for under 18s as well. £6.40 an hour, and under 18s also £5.28 an hour, from £5.28 an hour last year. Now let's look at between the ages of 18 and 20. So this is when they are above the school living age. The school living age. Between 18 and 20, you are currently entitled to a minimum wage of £8.60 an hour. Previously, this was £7 and 49 pounds. Sorry, £7 and 49 pence. So we see an increase there of £1 and 11 pence. And then for the 21 and over, if you are 21 and over, you are entitled to a minimum national living wage. This is where the national living wage applies, at £11 and 44 pence. This was previously £10.18 for 21 to 22 years, and £10 and 42 pence for 23 years and over. So there's been a slight change there. We used to have two age brackets, 21 to 22 and 23 and over. But this has all been merged to 21 and over.
Oh, okay. And that now it's all £11.44.
Above 21 years, it's £11.44. Yes.
Okay. Now, just a quick question there. Now, there have been some brouhaha between P&O cruisers, those who offer cruising to France and stuff like that in the channel, and people have been talking about the fact that they are working with them. There's this new law, because you are saying that it's in the statutory books, therefore it is a law that every employer has to see to. Now, if somebody finds themselves working with an organization, maybe they go out of the country to go and do something, or like the P&O issue like that, how can they say that they have to pay them? And how are the laws regulating that particular industry like?
Right. So that is a very important question. Like you said, we've heard it in the news several times. But there are different people are different classes of workers.
Okay.
And who qualify for the minimum wage.
Okay.
And there are a few of them. So we can look at how these people are classified. Are they offshore workers?
Okay.
Are they deemed to be working under another country's law? How their employment contracts have been structured. So for companies like P&O Ferries, are they registered in the UK as an employer, and are they subject to UK employment law? These are the questions that would apply.
Okay.
And then also you have to look at, obviously, if they are offshore, if they are overseas, then UK employment law will not apply in this case.
Okay.
I believe that is the issue that the P&O Ferries guys are having.
So there, not to cut you, but when it comes to the workers paying their taxes, so what tax law? I mean, so let's say the worker is in the UK. I mean, it's supposed to be a minimum. So, which tax law will apply to that person? Is it that of the company or what?
So it depends on the jurisdiction under which their employment contract is held.
Okay.
If they are held in the UK, then they will be treated as UK employees, and they will be taxed.
Okay.
In the UK, and therefore they will be subject to UK national minimum wage law.
Okay. Thank you very much. Go on, sir.
Yeah. So let's look at workers who are entitled to the correct minimum wage. So, like we said, to qualify for the national minimum wage, you have to be 21 and over. And for the national minimum wage, you have to be 16 and above. So even if it doesn't matter if you are working part-time, you are still entitled to the correct minimum wage. Casual laborers, so people who are perhaps hired for a day. So if you hire someone, for example, come and do some work for me, I'll employ you for a day. You have to make sure that you pay them
minimum
national minimum wage. So agency workers.
Okay.
In particular, agency workers who go out to do some work. Sometimes they go to places that, once in a while, they qualify for, they have to be paid over and above at the minimum, the national minimum wage. Apprentices, as we've mentioned, trainees or workers on probation. So you start a new job, you're working, you have maybe a 6 months probationary period. You are still entitled to the national minimum wage or living wage whilst you are on probation.
Okay.
Yeah. Foreign workers, people who come from abroad and are employed in the UK, are also entitled to the national minimum wage because they are employed here in the UK.
Okay.
Call people seafarers. I believe these are fishermen.
Yeah.
So they are employed by UK employers, but their work may be on the seas. And so, therefore, if that's the case, then they will be entitled to UK minimum wage. Offshore workers, again, just as we've described with the P&O scenario, it depends on where the contract that they have signed, where the employer's jurisdiction is. Yeah. Non-family members living in the home of the employer who share in the work and leisure activities and are treated as one family. For example, au pairs.
Yeah.
So if you go into someone's home to care for them, you are under employment, and therefore you qualify for the national minimum wage.
Okay.
There are also some classes, important as we've looked at it, there are also some class of people or workers who are not entitled to national minimum wage. So, self-employed people, if you are self-employed, national minimum wage law does not apply to you.
Okay.
So you quote your fees or your charges as a self-employed person, and it's not according to the national minimum wage. You can undercharge yourself if you want to per hour. And then also company directors. So company directors are seen as employees of a company.
Yeah.
They could pay themselves below the national minimum wage if they wanted to. And then volunteers, people who are volunteers or voluntary workers as well, are not entitled to national minimum wage. Workers on a government employment program, such as the work program, members of the armed forces, workers who are younger than the school living age, so usually under 16, national minimum wage does not apply. Higher and further education students on work experience or a work placement up to a year also do not qualify for national minimum wage.
Okay, interesting.
People who shadow others at work. So you are in employment, but you are looked at. You have to shadow somebody, to build up your experience and your skills. Then you have to be careful because national minimum wage legislation will not apply to you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
These are some of the category of workers. People also important to mention. People who are working on job center plus work trial for up to 6 weeks. So if you are on a job seekers allowance, the job center might send you up to somewhere to for a work trial to see how you whether you'll be able to manage the work and to assist you get back into employment. That type of work trial also is not covered under the national minimum wage legislation.
Okay. So it's the prerogative of the employer, whatever, if they think they want to give you something, that is up to them. You cannot take them on board.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Now, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. Yeah, if you you have any issues pertaining to your accounting or any issue that we are talking about here, trying to clarify. During the course of the week, I was having a chat with one of the young guys who are doing their best, trying to get themselves up the the skills to get to do things, and we're talking about said, well, you need to make sure that you put some money away for your taxes and stuff like that. They say, and I say, don't go and just start spending all the money. By the time you say Jack, they say you've not paid your taxes. So it's very, very important. If you have any issue, get in touch with Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, and he will see to address it as he's doing now on this platform. So if somebody has it's in an employment, but it says that it's not self-employed, but it says that the company that has been taken him on is not paying him that minimum wage. At times because they are lower down the rank, they are scared that maybe in this dispensation where there are no jobs going around properly, and therefore you think if I say Jack, they might kick me out. What can they do?
Right. Okay. So first of all, I think I should mention that it's very common, especially for the first few months when these rates change. Some employers miss it. I wouldn't say it's deliberate.
Okay.
But so it's important that we are having this conversation around this time when the rates have actually changed. So it's important to check your pay slip.
Okay.
because you would probably not know that this has changed. Now, if you notice that you are being paid under the minimum wage, speak to your employer, and I'm sure that they will take the necessary steps to correct it.
Okay.
Give them a chance to do that correction. If they don't or they refuse, then there is a national minimum wage helpline.
Okay.
Where you can report to the employer, and HMRC would recover whatever is due you and take the necessary action against them.
Okay.
I would not advise anyone to stay in an employment where they are underpaid because it's what's the law? What they call it? Is it a slavery act or whatever? It falls under that. You're employing and paying someone under the national minimum wage, knowingly or deliberately. That's enslavement.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't advise anybody to work under those conditions. So cooperate with them, work with them, bring it to their notice, and I'm sure they will rectify the situation. If they don't, then call the HMRC helpline, or I would say speak to your Citizens Advice Bureau, and they'll take the matter up on your behalf.
Okay. Thank you very much there. Listen to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're getting near to the end of the conversation. This afternoon we have with us Mr. Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. And today we've been looking at national minimum wage and national living wage, the differences and what categories and everything that you need to know. And those who fall under that law or outside it is try to put all that across to you. But we still go on for him to bring you the rest of what he has up, and then he will tell you about how to get in touch with him as well. So over to you, Mr. Tabiri.
Yeah, so as we have advised employees, I think we would also have to advise our listeners who are employers. So just in case this has slipped their minds, then they also have to take the necessary actions. As an employer, you have a responsibility, a legal responsibility to check and to keep records that prove that you are paying above the national minimum wage. HMRC requires you to keep these records for at least 6 years.
Okay.
And so you have to make sure that you are compliant with your employment obligations, and that's important. If you flout it, it's a criminal offense, and you may attract fines and penalties, and also have to pay back what you owe the employee.
Oh boy!
And depending on the severity of the offense, there could be even custodial sentences.
Oh boy!
At the end of it.
You don't want that.
Yes, so indeed, let's take it serious. Let's stay on the right side of the law. As always, I'm available on the other side of the line if anyone wants to talk or seek some advice regarding what we've discussed today, or any accountancy or tax matters. You can reach out to me on 07961248834, 07961248834, and my email is dan@gilaccountants.com, dan@gilaccountants.com, and it's like I always say, don't forget, it's an accountants with an S.
Wow. Mr. Tabiri, let me say massive thank you once again for this enlightenment, because there are people who I know are scared or they're not sure of what they are supposed to get and they are complaining, but we have clarity whenever we have you on the show. And again, like I said, we have the money in our pockets. Yes, thank you very, very much. Yes, before you go, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Last statement before you go, sir.
Right. So it's been a pleasure speaking to you again this Friday afternoon. Looking forward to having more incisive conversations in the weeks ahead to inform ourselves and to get the necessary knowledge that we need to help us keep more of the wealth that we create and all the hard work that we put in to make something out for ourselves and our families. So enjoy the weekend, and hopefully we have a good weekend and a good weather to enjoy it. Have a blessed one.
Have a blessed one, Mr. Tabiri. Let me say once again, thank you very, very much for this wonderful time with you, and we'll catch up later.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless you too. Well, listen, that has been Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of JIL Accountancy Services, our money man, this afternoon, bringing you the money hour. And today, it was a wonderful one, of course. Minimum wage. So, when the Chancellor of the Exchequer announced that increment and stuff like that, where have you been? Have you actually gotten it at all, or what? If you haven't, then I can tell you assuredly that the person, your employer, is breaking the law. So please make sure it does that. And as he said, it gives you the various channels that you can see to use to seek redress on that. Maybe genuinely it's an oversight, but if it's not, then get the necessary help that you need. Okay, so I'm going to bring the program to an end now. As I normally would say, I say that, well, the Zongo man says it, where is the dollar? And the money man has put some money in your pocket this afternoon, wherever you might be listening to us from. So it's been a pleasure coming your way. Enjoy your weekend. As he also said, well, make hay while the sun shines. I can see a bit of sunlight out there looking at through the various cameras looking outside. I could see nice bright day here in London, the south, but maybe other places where you are, it might be raining or whatever the situation might be. But let the program be a sunshine in your life wherever you might be. And let me say thank you very, very much. I think tomorrow it's going to be a bit rainy in the southeast, but I don't know where you are. Whatever it is, make hay while the sun shines. You can create your own sunshine. Like the quote for the day said this morning, opportunity is either created or identified. Create your own happiness there, wherever you might be. And God bless you. Till I come your way tomorrow, on Monday with another edition of the morning show. It's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. But remember, for all your accounting issues, get in touch with Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of JIL Accountancy Services, our money man. God bless you. And bye-bye for now. The Zongo man says, where is the dollar? I put a pound sterling in your pocket. What about that? Bye-bye.
$10 and one man who gets
all around the world.
This is Starr Radio UK.
10 men share $10.
Thanks for listening.
It's a disgrace. Where is the dollar? 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 Give gorilla bananas to give to monkey. Hey, hey, hey.
Thanks for listening.